Joining me now, Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House, Fox News contributor, and Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. Newt, it's almost as if some GOP members, they almost seem like they don't want to win back Congress next year, given what they're supporting with the so-called infrastructure two-track that's going to go to $4 trillion soon.
Well, look, I think some of the Republicans tend to take a short-term win and forget the larger game. So they feel good. They've been bipartisan. They're getting something done. The fact that the thing they're getting done, first of all, as you pointed out, they have no idea what's in the bill. And they have no veto over what's in the bill. And so they're going to get a bill which is dramatically worse than anything they agreed to. They're going to have no ability to change it. And it's going to be a disaster. And there's a wing of the Republican Party, which historically it's the wing that Reagan opposed. Frankly, it's the wing we opposed when I was Speaker of the House. And it's a wing which says that you've always got to find a way to be responsible. And being responsible means selling out to the left. And that these 17, many of them are good friends of mine. I have great respect for them. But they got suckered on this. It's the wrong thing to do. They ought to rethink it. There'll be more than enough reason to vote against this bill when they actually see the bill. Remember, they haven't seen the written language. They don't know what they're for. And therefore, there are plenty of opportunities here for them to decide, you know, that was a mistake. Yeah. I don't think I can go along with it. That's what they should do.
Yeah, well, it's 2,700 pages long, the so-called infrastructure bill. Senator Cassidy said he read it. That's got to be a Evelyn Wood speed reader with the staff, I guess. But Congressman Jordan, some Republicans, including Rob Portman, your fellow Ohioan, what's going on here, really? Because it's obvious that this is a twofer. It's not an infrastructure on its own.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Right. There's only 10% of the bill is devoted to actual infrastructure. And I'll tell you what is in the bill is the word equity is mentioned over 60 times. My guess is in all the time that Speaker Gingrich was in Congress, he never saw a transportation bill or an infrastructure bill that was focused on equity. So that's the problem with this. It's a bunch of left-wing spending. It's part of what I call the Democrats' crazy economic plan, which is lock down economy, spend like crazy, pay people not to work. And oh, by the way, for all of you who are working, they're getting ready to raise your taxes. Such a deal. So we know this is bad. What these Republicans were thinking, I don't know, because it's step one of a bigger spending bill that's coming later. And you rightly pointed this out last night in your interview with Senator Cassidy. So this is bad news. It's part of the crazy Democrat spending and crazy economic plan. And frankly, I think it's why we are going to win. I think if the election were today, we'd win big. It's not today, it's next year. But I think we're going to win next year and take back the House.
But Newt, you do give away some of your principled authority if the wise men, I put that in quotes, in your party, and there's some women in this too, but are the people who give Biden this win on infrastructure and glide right into $3.5 trillion of family medical leave, universal pre-K to indoctrinate our kids, all the rest of the stuff in there, and bankrupting a future generation. This is insane what they're doing. I'm embarrassed to be called a Republican when they're supporting this.
Look, this is the kind of behavior which led to the rise of the Tea Party from people who were furious at the failure of Washington leadership. It's the kind of thing, frankly, which led to 63% disapproval of Republican leaders in the Congress just before Donald Trump ran for president. And in many ways, people look at this stuff and they think, you know, what's the point? Why do we raise the money? Why do we go out to vote?
Yeah.
If all we're going to do is get people who get suckered in. I don't mind if they can't play chess, but if they can't play tic-tac-toe, there's something really profoundly wrong. And when they get together for their luncheon, they ought to really look at this. This is something they should bail on. It was a mistake. It will be dramatically worse than they think. And the 2,700 pages will be followed by 50,000 pages of regulations. And there's more than enough reason for those 17 senators to decide that they got suckered and that the time has come to kill it, not to move it forward.
Yeah, stop digging in the hole. And Congressman Jordan, I think it's important to see how a former Obama strategist is describing the 17 in the Romney group. Watch.
There's been no GOP civil war. It's been a one-sided massacre of anti-Trumpists in the GOP. We are beginning to see green shoots emerge beneath the ice of Trump tribalism. You're seeing it in this bipartisan infrastructure deal.
Congressman, the anti-Trumpers outing themselves in the GOP?
No, I mean, we just had a big win here in Ohio in a special election. The candidate President Trump endorsed won big. President Trump's the leader of our party. Americans appreciate that he did what he said he would do when he was president. And that's why we're going to win, because these guys have done so many crazy things, whether it's crime, whether it's inflation, whether it's the crisis on the border. All those reasons are why I think we're going to win. People are frustrated with these guys, and they're going to put Republicans back in charge.
I can tell you, Newt Gingrich did not take the House back after 50 years of GOP being locked out of the House because of these types of votes. That's not why Newt Gingrich was able to take that House back. Oh, and I remember that night very well, Newt. Great to see both of you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.